Hi, my name is Joseph-Antoine Migdalani. Today I am with Kareem Zakir, our portfolio manager, and my associate. Welcome to our quarterly capsule. So before we start, I just want to bring up the importance and the main reason why we do these web capsule. The purpose is to inform you, educate, and keep you connected with the world of finance. Like always, we like to start with a brief introduction of how the market went over the last trimester of the first trimester of 2024. So if you want to, Kareem, give us a brief resume of what happened and why did it happen like that?
Thank you, Joseph. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to say that the markets are attaining all-time records. Very pleased to see that.
Absolutely.
In relation to your portfolios, they're also attaining new highs. The market sentiment is quite strong. It's nice to see. There's a FOMO factor that's building, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
But I do expect a potential market pullback that could happen anytime between now and the fall. It's very normal. It's actually quite healthy. It will reduce the froth that's built into the markets overall.
Absolutely.
And by reducing that froth, it prepares the market for the next leg upwards.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, in a market cycle, it's 5 to 7 years. Markets tend to do quite well overall, but there are going to be pullbacks, and these are great opportunities to deploy capital if you're sitting on liquidity. Now, if you're not sitting on any liquidity, then stay the course.
Yeah.
Don't play with your portfolio. Stay the course. Follow the discipline. We own quality companies. We own quality bonds. We've given them a rigorous testing before putting them in our portfolios. So I expect still a decent performance between now and the end of the year.
Super, excellent, Kareem. We heard at the beginning of the year that the Central Bank of Canada was supposed to reduce their interest rate during 2024, but it seems to have a little bit of, not restriction, but it's not really happening. What's happening with that?
Inflation. Inflation's not coming down as fast as we hoped.
Yeah.
Things are slowing down. Economies are slowing down, but inflation doesn't seem to want to come down fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the Canadian economy, for instance, unemployment went from 5.9 to 6.1%. So there is a softening of our economy.
Mm-hmm.
Europe is weakening. China is in an economic mess right now.
That position.
Mm-hmm. Australia is not doing well. Japan is not strong. Really, the only country that's firing on all cylinders, economically speaking, is the United States.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing very well, and actually their inflation rate that just came out last week went up from 3.3 to 3.5% annualized, and their target, the central bank target, is 2%.
Okay.
So until the rates start to come down, there could be some volatility in the markets as a result.
Okay.
Historically speaking, when you look at interest rates going up, it usually takes about 18 months before the economy starts to feel the effects from the last increase. So in the United States in particular, the last increase was July 2023. Now, if you figure 12 to 18 months later, we're looking at a softening of the U.S. economy in particular between midsummer and the end of the year. So you have to give the increase in interest rates time to work through the economy.
Right.
But for now, things are still strong in the United States in particular. And let's face it, the United States is the world benchmark for all the other economies, in particular Canada. So let me turn it around, Joseph. Right now, we're at the peak of tax season. Everybody's doing their taxes, and they see the amount that they have to pay. Is there anything our clients can do in order to lower that fiscal burden?
Absolutely. Well, there's two mainly register account that every of our clients should maximize. It's the RSP and the TFSA. So here are the new amounts for 2024. For the RSP, it's going to be the lesser of the two amount for your contribution. So it's either 18% of your revenue for 2023 or $31,560. That's for the RSP. For the TFSA, the new contribution for 2024 is $7,000. If you never contributed into a TFSA, you can put up to $95,000 in your TFSA.
I'd just like to mention, so if somebody's at the top marginal tax bracket, okay, that would be 53.5%, okay? Basically, when you do an RSP contribution, let's say of $30,000, it'll lower your taxable payment by about almost $16,000, which is quite significant.
It is.
But we do not get a tax deduction on the TFSAs, though.
No.
But it does grow tax-free at least.
Absolutely. But the main difference is that when you're going to withdraw your money from your TFSA, it's tax-free.
Right.
Compared to the RSP, where it's going to be added to the other other incomes that you have.
The idea is to withdraw your RSP when your income in the future drops.
Absolutely.
So you drop your marginal tax bracket, and it's much more interesting at that point.
Yeah. And that brings me to the next point I would like to discuss. It's the OAS, the old age security.
Right.
We have to be aware that if your income is higher than $90,997, you will have to reimburse. So there's a clawback for that amount. So make sure that your income is not higher than that. If it is, please contact us, and we can make a financial strategy and a fiscal plan together in order to see what are the different opportunities or possibilities to do in order to reduce your income at retirement and not pay this clawback on your OAS.
Strategizing is very important in this case, because it's important to put the right investments in the right accounts in order to lower your tax burden.
Right. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't pay attention to that, but that's something that we can help you with.
Absolutely. And also, I think it's important that you mention a brief resume of the situation where you have an income over $200,000.
Right. So for individuals who, for instance, earn over $200,000 a year or make large capital gain in a particular year, could be from a selling of a stock or a property, and your income goes through the roof, you could have access to something called flow-through shares that can give you a deduction, and you don't have to hold on to it for more than a year. Mm-hmm. You can actually sell it the following year. Now, there are implications from a tax perspective. It's very technical. I'm not going to get into it on this web capsule, but if it's something that does occur and does interest you, give us a call. We're here to help you. You can also have it verified by a professional tax advisor or an accountant.
Yeah.
So something to consider. On that note, we just want to say thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a wonderful summer, and we'll see you soon.